Hello, everybody, and welcome to race number 21 of Season 1 NASCAR Walmart Cup Series. I am the voice of NASCAR Walmart Cup Series, Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, here to welcome you to the Montreal 300 here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The second time we are coming to a track in Canada, and the third time we are going to a racetrack outside of the United States. So this track is a 2.71 mile round long road course, one of the faster road courses on the schedule, but also one of the more tricky ones because there are a lot of chicanes or rumble strips, whatever you want to call them. They're all around the track, and if you mess up a turn by running over the rumble strips in the wrong way, it can cost you dearly. If you look back in 2009 in the Nationwide Series race that happened on television, Marcos Ambrose had that race won, and he made one mistake by overdriving a corner with a rumble strip, and he lost the race to Carl Edwards. We could see something like that happening here. Now, we won't be sure if pit strategy is going to come into play this time like we did back at Canadian Tire or at Sonoma or even at Thornton. But nonetheless, this should be an exciting race, no doubt about it. Now we're going to take a look at the starting lineup. Starting on the pole for the second straight race is going to be the 33 of Tommy Mooney. Now, he comes into this race 31st in points, but he wants to get himself a good finish, but more importantly, he wants to get himself a win, and if he can get himself a win and stay ahead of Danny Wells in points, if we get more than 16 winners, we could have to eliminate drivers lower in points without a win, and right now, if there was that case, say, like 3 more drivers want to race hour ahead of Danny Wells in points, then Danny Wells would fail to make the chase. So that would be a scenario right there for Tommy Mooney. If he can win this week and possibly get another win, then he will have a big cushion to make the chase. Starting in second is going to be the driver who comes in 26 in points, Seth Cole. Now, Seth Cole, he's been having an up and down season. He started off the season pretty poor. Then in between, I would say between Joe Gibbs International Raceway up until about Canadian Tire time, he had a lot of really good runs. Lately, though, he's been going through good runs, bad runs. We'll see what he can do this week here at Montreal. Starting third is going to be the driver who comes into this race 41st in points, tied for 40th with Danny Wells, Chris Dollarton in the 34. Now, Chris Dollarton desperately needs to get a good finish if he wants to move up anywhere in the points. Starting fourth is going to be the driver who comes into this race 16th in points, Cody Hagan. Now, Cody Hagan lately has struggled a little bit, but he still has that fire in him to pick up a win and make the chase. And then rounding out the top 5 will be Cody Hagan's teammate, Sonny Hammond. Sonny Hammond comes into the race 17th in points. He's been getting some good finishes in the last, I would say, 6 weeks. But he wants to get a win and make the chase. Starting 6 is going to be our 2-time winner from Rockingham, UK, and Talladega, Chris Oliver, who lately has struggled big time. At one point, he was in the top 3 in points. Now he's down to 14th in points. So he wants to get himself a better finish so he can move back into the top 10 in points. Starting in 7th is going to be our 3-time winner this season, a driver who comes in 3rd in points, Barney Taylor. He won earlier in the year back at Joe Gibbs International Raceway at Texas. And then, if I can recall, I believe he won back at, I'm drawing a blank here. I'm trying to remember if it was either Sonoma or the race after Canadian Tire. My mind is drawing a blank right now. I apologize. No, Jessica Sheldon won Pocono. I'm thinking it was Infineon. Yeah, it was Infineon. That was where he got his third win. But anyway, so he won the last road course race. Let's see if he can go two in a row here on road courses. Starting eighth is going to be the 48 of Austin LaPlante, who comes into this race 11th in points. He's been in between that top 15, top 10 area all season long, and he has that win from Bristol under his belt. Excuse me. But let's see if he can get himself a second win and get himself a bigger cushion to make the chase. Starting ninth is going to be the driver who comes into this race 27th in points, Daniel Day. Now, we'll see if he can get himself another good finish. And then rounding out the top 10 is our winner from Chicagoland, and the driver who comes into the race 20th in points, Noah Hart. He wants to get himself a second win so he can get a bigger cushion to make the chase as well. And then the rest of the top of the field is Chris Washer, Cole Daly, Trent Dunham, Austin Weiner, Fred Schaefer, Matt McIntyre, Dylan Thero, Michael Norman, Nathan Hudson, Rue McIntyre, Joshua Michaels, Dylan Young, Jordan Culp, Cody Lamas, Henry Nova, Chris Michaels, Henrietta Fitzwater, Chris Nelson, Ibrahim, David Rivera, Cameron Bailey, Charles Jackson, Danny Wells, Ian Dutta, points leader Jessica Sheldon, Zachary Fitzwater, Ian Siegel, Charlie Rodriguez, Eric Burton, Carlos Rodriguez, Kyle Matthews, and starting dead last is going to be the 20 of Nick Smith. That is a look at your starting lineup. We are getting ready to go green as the pace car's pulling out, so is everybody else. Now this is a pretty long road course at about, like I said, 2.71 miles around. This track is pretty treacherous, but it's got some pretty fast spots. Now the pit road here, we're not sure how pit road will be whenever these drivers have to come and pit. But this is a 12-lap event, so I could see these drivers pitting probably at least one or two times. And there you see they're going through that area that I talked about with the rumble strip that cost Marcos Ambrose the win here in 2009 in the real nationwide race. But here we go, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. Let's see what Tommy Mooney's going to have for this restart. Right now he's side by side with Seth Cole. And Seth Cole is going to try to get the lead already. And sorry we lost the camera. Still trying to get the camera. Did my eyes deceive me, or did a caution come out? Let me check. Oh yeah, it is out. Chris Dollarton wrecked. And he started in the third spot. Oh, and a car upside down is Zachary Fitzwater, and they're still wrecking back here. Cody Hagan is involved. Eric Burton. Ian Siegel, Charlie Rodriguez was involved. Jordan Culp, Chris Michaels, Nick Smith, Jessica Sheldon, I see got a piece of it. Let's see if anybody else. Matt McIntyre is off the track. I saw damage on Ian Dutta. Michael Norman was involved. I think I saw damage on Chris Washer. Yeah, he was involved in whatever happened. Let's see. We're trying to get a good enough camera angle to see what went down. Yeah, you get a big zoom in on these cars. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Tommy Mooney who's going to lead us on the first lap. He somehow got around the 47 of Seth Cole. But man, we've got a lot of replays to take a look at here in just a moment. But as we're under caution, Tommy Mooney is your leader. Seth Cole second, Chris Oliver third, 4th, Austin LaPlante. 5th is Sonny Hammond. While we're under caution, we will now take a look at a replay to find out what brought out the caution for the first time here at Montreal. Well, here's a look at what happened. This was a battle for 3rd between Cody Hagan and Chris Oliver. It's no wonder these two. And it looked like the 99, wow, on his side, and he hit his roof right against the wall. And then right there when Chris Washer hit Cody Hagan, everybody just piled in. Rue McIntyre got a piece of it. Trying to go back here after the 34 teleport to pit road. Trying to watch up here to see what really is going to go down. Everybody just piles in. And then right there when Carlos Rodriguez hit Charlie Rodriguez, it got the 9 upside down. So that's what happened to all these guys. It all started from a battle for 3rd between Cody Hagan and Chris Dollarton, and that carried all the way to the back of the field for drivers to get involved. We're going to go super slow-mo here. They're battling here. Cody Hagan, I think he bounced off the rumble strip, and that got his car really, really loose, and he tried to control it, but it just wouldn't turn very well, and that's when he got into the back of Chris Dollarton, and he goes into the roof upside down. But he's on his side as far as on the track, but he hit that wall roof first. Sonny Hammond and Austin LaPlante do a great save of avoiding the 99, but right there, that hit from the 24 is going to start a bigger pile up here. And then Fred Schaefer gets a piece, so does Michael Norman. Matt McIntyre gets a piece. There's Rue McIntyre. There you see the 34 teleported out. Nathan Hudson involved. Dylan Young. Joshua Michaels. Cody Lamas. Jordan Kolb. And then right there, Chris Nelson's going to shove the 7 into the 83. And more drivers just piled into this mess. There's Charles Jackson. Ian Dutta. Jessica Sheldon right there, that's where she's going to get into it. Kyle Matthews, I believe he's going to get through this. And then Ian Siegel right there into the back of Jessica Sheldon. And then we see back here Nick Smith he hit the 22 pretty hard. And the 9's already on top of the 18. And then right there when the 30 hits his brother, and that's going to get the 9 car to go upside down, and he couldn't get the car back on his wheels, so that's what happened back there. David Rivera, I believe he gets through. He was just caught behind this. But there you see the pace car, and then there's Chris Dollarton's car on the pit road. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy wreck that we just saw. It was just nothing but a big, big, big pile up. So that is going to be what brought out the caution here at Montreal. We will now take you to the restart. Well, next time by they will go green because this is a road course, and I see a lot of drivers are coming down pit road. Let's take a look back here. Only 7 drivers are staying out, and there's Chris Oliver, he's going to come out first, and Sonny Hammond, Daniel Day, Trent Dunham, Dylan Thero, Barney Taylor. Cody Lamas is still on track, but he didn't come down pit road. So I believe we're going to have a set field here whenever we come by next time to take the lap 4. So the lineup we're going to have at the moment, it is Tommy Mooney the leader, Seth Cole second, Austin LaPlante third, fourth Cameron Bailey, 5th Charles Jackson, 6th Danny Wells, 7th Jessica Sheldon. Everybody else pitted except for Cody Lamas. It's going to be Chris Oliver 8th, Sonny Hammond 9th, Daniel Day 10th. Then it's Trent Dunham in 11th, 12th is Dylan Thero, 13th is Barney Taylor, 14th Cody Lamas, 15th Cole Daly, 16th Austin Weiner, 17th Fred Schaefer, 18th Kyle Matthews, 19th is Ibrahim, and rounding out the top 20 is going to be Ian Siegel. Everybody else is Jordan Kolb, Henrietta Fitzwater, Henry Nova, Noah Hart, Nathan Hudson, Charlie Rodriguez is coming through the field. Zachary Fitzwater, even after going upside down, he's going to be able to continue. Chris Michaels, Ian Dutta, Chris Washer, Dylan Young, and that's going to be it. List of drivers out of the race are Carlos Rodriguez, Cody Hagan, Chris Dollarton, Matt McIntyre, Joshua Michaels, Eric Burton, and Nick Smith. So that is a look at how the field's going to come to the green. And it looks like everybody's going to go through that corner pretty well. So Tommy Mooney is hoping that if he could stay up ahead of Seth Cole and cautions keep coming out, he could be in the catbird seat to win this race. But Seth Cole is desperate to win a race. He is desperate to win a race. And the pace car lights are out, so that means when we come to the stripe, they will go green. Going through those rumble strips. Now that part, if we have a long green flag run, that rumble strip can play a big factor in who could be the leader or whatever position they're battling for. And here we go, we're back green. Let's see what Seth Cole is going to do. Tommy Mooney actually got a really good restart right there. And Austin LaPlante, he couldn't quite get underneath the 47. Now we're trying to go to a good camera angle. We're in the cockpit with Seth Cole. Now we're on the onboard camera. Helicopter view, and now we're back to TV1. But it is Tommy Mooney as your leader, and wow, we got a weird shot of stands. I believe that's what it was. Let's check up ahead for the pace car, see if the caution's out. And it is. Caution is back out. Let's see, Nathan Hudson, I think that was from earlier damage. Trying to find where the cars are, but it's tough to even try to find where cars are at. Everybody's back here, so I don't see anybody back here with a spin out of some sort. So I don't know what the caution is out for, to be honest with you. Maybe it could have been a couple cars spin, I'm not sure. But they've already passed the stripe, and Tommy Mooney is still going to be your leader. While we're under the caution, we will take a look and see what brought out the caution for the second time here at Montreal. Alright, well, here's a look at it. It looks like it's going to be just like what happened with the first caution. Noah Hard bounces off the rumble strips and got into Henry Nova. Then Nathan Hudson's involved, Charlie Rodriguez, and Chris Michaels, Ian Dutta, Dylan Young, Chris Washer. So we had a similar incident to what happened when the caution was first brought out. Noah Hard bounced off the rumble strips battling with Nathan Hudson, or not Nathan Hudson, Henry Nova. And it got in the Henry Nova, and they both go into the wall, and then drivers just piled in. But all those drivers who were involved managed to continue, but it was enough to throw out a caution. But that was a look at what brought out the caution. We will now take you to the restart. Well, before we go back racing, some of the drivers who decide to stay out that last caution, like Tommy Mooney, Seth Cole, they're coming down to top off on fuel. And we were all getting ready to try to complete lap 6. And we're one lap away from halfway. And the drivers who stayed out, and your leader is going to be the 21 of Chris Oliver. Chris Oliver would love to get his 3rd win of the season so he can lock himself officially a spot in the chase with Barney Taylor and Chris Washer. But here's a look at the field as they will line up. It is Chris Oliver, the leader, Sonny Hammond second, Trent Dunham third, fourth Daniel Day, fifth Dylan Thero, sixth Austin Weiner, seventh Fred Schaefer, eighth Barney Taylor, ninth Ian Siegel. Rounding out the top 10 is Kyle Matthews. Everybody else behind him came down the pit for the most part. Tommy Mooney in 11th, 12th Henrietta Fitzwater, 13th Jordan Culp, 14th Cole Daly, 15th Seth Cole. Excuse me, who did I say was 11th? Mike Mooney, then 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, Seth Cole. 16th Noah Hart, 17th Ibrahim, 18th Charles Jackson, 19th Henry Nova, and Dylan Young, even without a hood, will round out your top 20. Then it's Austin LaPlante, Cameron Bailey, Ian Dutta, Jessica Shelton, Nathan Hudson, Chris Washer, Danny Wells, Cody Lamas, Zachary Fitzwater, Charlie Rodriguez. And Michael Norman appears to be out of the race, as too is Chris Nelson and David Rivera, so tough break for those guys, as they are officially out of the race, and they will join Rue McIntyre, Carlos Rodriguez, Cody Hagan, Chris Dollarton, Matt McIntyre, Joshua Michaels, Eric Burden, and Nick Smith. But Chris Oliver is going to be your leader at the moment. I'm sure these drivers will have to come down and pit at least one more time to top off on fuel for the rest of the race. So this is going to be interesting. Like I said, road courses are notorious for races that end up in pit strategy. And hell, last week's race at Indianapolis was a pit strategy race, as Austin Weiner, if the caution didn't come out at the end of the race, he wouldn't have won the race. Luckily, the caution came out, and he got himself to stay up as the leader, and he won the race. Could we see something like that happen? We'll find out here whenever we go green, which we will when they come to the stripe right now. So here we go. Green flag is back out, and it's going to be 6 laps to go, halfway here in Montreal. Chris Oliver, even with side damage, he's still running up here, and he is the leader. We're actually going to go to the helicopter camera for just a bit. Let's keep an eye out on this portion of the track, see if any wrecks are going to happen. Oh, Seth Cole, Jordan Cole pit! And now everybody's piled in. Chris Washer again. Nathan Hudson, Cody Lamas. More drivers piled in, and the caution flag is back out. Caution flag is out for the 3rd time. We have not gotten a green flag lap in this entire race. And Chris Oliver is going to be your leader when they come down to the stripe. But man, oh man. We were hoping to have gotten a green flag lap in. But I'm telling you, it's like that rumble strip part. It's just so tenuous to all these drivers. And treacherous, that's the word I should have said. It's very treacherous for these drivers. And Trent Dunham actually got around Sonny Hammond. He's gonna come in 2nd at the moment. But now it's 5 laps to go, and while we're under caution, we'll take a look at what happened between Jordan Culp and Seth Cole to what brought out the caution for the 3rd time here at Montreal. Well, it's going to be just like how the other 2 cautions came out. This next turn these drivers are going to take, where there's rumble strips right there, if you're on that bottom lane and you hit the rumble strips, you're in big trouble. And Jordan Cole bounced off of them and got into Seth Cole, and Seth Cole takes a hard hit, but he continues on. But meanwhile, back here, Jordan Culp's going to collect more drivers. There was Nathan Hudson, Danny Wells got a piece of it, Chris Washer, I think Cody Lamas got a little piece of it, but not too much. Now, I saw, while trying to look back here, there's another incident that's going to take place with Seth Cole. And let's take a look at it. No, it doesn't happen up here. It's going to happen when they come down to that other treacherous rumble strip that is very, very costly for drivers. Ironically, he and Jordan Culp are back next to each other. But let's see what's going to happen, because I saw this take place whenever they were coming down to take the stripe for the caution. But let's see. Ian Dutta just lost it and he got into Seth Cole. Charlie Rodriguez spun out underneath Zachary Fitzwater. And now Chris Washer, he gets a piece of this, and watch what happens to him. Bounced off the rumble strip really bad, and then boom into the outside wall. And it's going to get him sideways. And so that was a look at the incidents that took place during the third caution. We will now take you to the restart. Well, I see Sonny Ham and Trent Dunham are on pit road. And when they come around to the stripe, it will be 3 laps to go. So I think if a caution comes out around these next 3 laps, the race will be over. But Chris Oliver is still your leader. Second is Dylan Thero. Third, Daniel Day. Fourth is Austin Weiner. Fifth is Fred Schaefer. Sixth, Barney Taylor. Seventh, Kyle Matthews. Eighth, Henrietta Fitzwater. Ninth, Ibrahim. Charles Jackson rounds out your top 10. Then it's Henry Nova, 11th. 12th, Noah Hart. 13th, Austin LaPlante. 14th, Jordan Culp. 15th, Danny Wells. 16th, Dylan Young. 17th is going to be Trent Dunham. 18th, Sonny Hammond. 19th, Cameron Bailey. 20th is Ian Siegel. 21st is Charlie Rodriguez. 22nd is Seth Cole. 23rd, Cody Lamas. 24th, Zachary Fitzwater. 25th is Jessica Sheldon with no hood. 26th is Tommy Mooney. I'm not sure what happens to him. He's got rear end damage. And Ian Dutta's, I think he ran out of fuel. Oh man, these drivers up ahead, we got to keep an eye out on this. So, I'm not sure if these guys are going to make it on fuel unless they come down pit road when they come by it. But man, that is a tough break for Ian Dutta. Let's see where Ian Dutta is at the moment. He's still running on the track. If he can stay that 30 miles per hour, either he has a blown motor that there's no smoke, or he is out of fuel. But I think he's out of fuel, but luckily for him, he's almost to pit road. So by the way, I apologize for that, for those freezes. I was looking at my Skype messages. But, and there you are, there's Ian Dutta up ahead. So like I said, this is going to get interesting now. If these drivers can make it, if they have to come down pit road, and there's Ian Dutta up ahead. I'm not sure if this is going to cause any problems for these up ahead drivers. We'll see what happens whenever they have to come down the turn. They're going to get around the 14 car. Oh, and Daniel Day makes contact with that 14. That's going to shuffle up the field quite a bit. Oh man, this is not good. That 14 did not come down pit road. I don't know why. But nonetheless, we are back to green flag racing here. I think we need to go back to that 14 of Ian Dutta to see what's going to happen with him. He apparently, I guess he was saving fuel. But I'm not sure what he was thinking right there. Because Daniel Day actually made contact with him. And I saw Charles Jackson scrape the wall a little bit, but it looks like Chris Oliver is still your leader. Let's try going to the helicopter cam. We're going to go to the Nun cam so we can see if there's going to be any incidents to take place in this rumble strip. Oh, Henrietta Fitzwater spins. So too does Henry Nova. Trent Dunham's going to spin. Jessica Sheldon spins. Cameron Bailey gets damage. But I think everybody else is good. Oh, Zachary Fitzwater. Oh, he gets Cameron Bailey, but it got him back straight. Seth Cole gets into him. The caution is not out, so I believe because it was only just spins for the most part, they are going to be able to continue. Oh, and the leaders are coming down pit road. The leaders are coming down pit road. Who is going to be the leader? I think it's going to be Jordan Culp. No, Jordan Culp hit the wall. Maybe Danny Wells. But no caution is out. But it looks like Danny Wells might get the lead. And if possible, he's going to be the winner. He's clearly ahead of everybody. So Danny Wells is your leader. He's staying out. Everybody else pitted behind him. Jessica Sheldon's staying out. I think she might get second. Then it's Austin Weiner who got out of the pits first. Then Fred Schaefer, Dylan Thero, Daniel Day. I'm not sure where is the 21. There he is. He's just now coming out. I don't know if the 29 and the 11 are going to be able to make it on fuel. But this is interesting as they are less than 2 laps to go here in Montreal. And finally, we did get a green flag lap in. No caution still, and Seth Cole and Cody Lamas are having extended stays on pit road. But Danny Wells right now is the leader, but does he have enough fuel to make it is the question. Let's see, there's Jessica Sheldon who's second, then there's the first driver who pitted, Austin Weiner. We're going to keep our eyes out here on Danny Wells, see if he's coming down pit road this time. He's slowing down. He is. He's coming down. What about Jessica Sheldon? Is she coming down? And if she does, that's going to cycle the lead to Austin Weiner. Let's see. Yes, she's coming down. So Austin Weiner is going to be cycled around as your leader. White flag is out for Austin Weiner. And Austin Weiner's going to try to make history and be the first driver to win 2 races in a row and get his 3rd win of the season and a locked-in spot in the chase. Man, what a turn of events this has turned into. Pit strategy, like I said, like I predicted, came into play. Now we're going to go to the helicopter camera to keep our eyes out here on the rumble strip part of the track that I always keep talking about that people seem to be having problems with. And we'll be going to the Nun cam to make sure that we stay there to keep our eyes on everybody. Alright, so Austin got through it. Dylan Thero, who's going to be second. Fred Schaefer third, they get through. Charlie Rodriguez looks like he's going to get 4th. Oh, and Tommy Mooney spins it. But can he save it? I think he will. I think he's going to be able to continue. Let's see if anybody else is going to get loose or get wrecked here. Everybody else seems to be good. Just keeping our eyes out on everybody to make sure of it. Looks like everybody, for the most part, is going to get out of there pretty good. Although Tommy Mooney got loose and spun it. But I don't think anybody got him. Austin Weiner passed the checkered. So Austin Weiner has won the Montreal 300 here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Great pit strategy by that 5 car of Austin Weiner. He got a fast pit stop. managed to get himself to the lead after Danny Wells and Jessica Sheldon had to come down pit road. And Austin Weiner has just made history. He is the first driver this season to win 2 races in a row. Great job for that 5 car. And especially with the last 2 races, he has proven everybody that he's not just a restrictor plate racer. He can race anywhere. Oh, and somebody wrecked right there. That's Zachary Fitzwater. He got wrecked back there. And everybody else is trying to come through and get to the checkered. But Austin Weiner has won this race. So now we're going to take a look at the official finishing results. Austin Weiner is going to get his 2nd straight win of the season. That's a new record. And his 3rd win of the season. And now he is locked into the chase with Barney Taylor and Chris Washer. Dylan Thero, great finish. He's going to get his best finish of the season, 2nd. Great job for him. Fred Schaefer starting to get a little rebound going. He's going to come away with 3rd. Charlie Rodriguez, after getting involved in so many incidents today, he's going to come through with 4th. And Daniel Day rounds out the top 5. Then it's Chris Oliver, 6th, who gets a good run, although he was the dominant car of the race. 7th is going to be Ian Siegel. Great run for him. After the pit stops, Danny Wells is going to finish 8th. 9th, even after spinning out that last time, Henrietta Fitzwater is going to get 9th. And Kyle Matthews gets yet another top 10. Austin LaPlante is going to come in 11th. 12th, Barney Taylor. 13th, Tommy Mooney. 14th, Charles Jackson. 15th, Sonny Hammond. Then it's Noah Hart, Ibrahim, and I think Austin Weiner has just run out of fuel. Ibrahim, 17th. Then Dylan Young, Trent Dunham, Ian Dudd at the top 20. Then it's Henry Nova, Cameron Bailey, Cody Lamas, Seth Cole, Jessica Sheldon, Zachary Fitzwater, who finished on the lead lap, and then the first car lap down was Jordan Culp. All those drivers finished the race. Everybody else was out, and they were Cole Daly, Chris Washer, Nathan Hudson, Chris Michaels, David Rivera, Chris Nelson, Michael Norman, Rue McIntyre, Carlos Rodriguez, Cody Hagan, Chris Dollarton, Matt McIntyre, Joshua Michaels. Oh, I hit the wrong button. And then Eric Burton and Nick Smith. So, with that being said, Jessica Sheldon came into this race 51 points ahead of Eric Burton. But Jessica Sheldon is still going to be your points leader going into the next race, which will be another road course. It will be Watkins Glen. But, so that was a look at your finishing results. Coming up is more of the finishing results as well as the official point standings. But congratulations to Austin Weiner for making history, being the first driver to win 2 in a row and gets his 3rd win of the season and lock spot in the chase. Until next race, Watkins Glen, so long, everybody.